Hello everyone, this is our second chapter for class ninth. Chapter name is Matter Around Us Pure. Myself Prabnil Sharma. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about pure substances like elements and compounds. Then we will discuss about elements and its type, compound and its type, impure substances, that is mixture, then difference between compounds and mixtures, mixtures compounds identification. This is one of the most important topic for this chapter. Then we will discuss about solution, suspension and colloids. Then we will discuss concentration of solution, solubility and factors affecting solubility for both solids one and for the gases also. Then we will discuss separation techniques, and then in the last we will discuss some questions, that is MCQ and hot questions, that is higher order thinking skill questions. So starting with the chapter, the first topic is pure substance. Pure substance is a homogeneous material which contains particle of only one kind that has a definite set of properties. So in this definition, three things are important. The first one is homogeneous material, second one kind of particle, and third one definite set of property. Homogeneous means, homo means same, geneous means phase, so which is of one phase, single phase. One kind of material that contains only one type of material or one kind, that is, for example, we can say iron contains only iron, Fe. Silver contains only silver, oxygen contains only oxygen. But if you are looking at the water, we have two type of elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen. This hydrogen and oxygen are in the combined state with two hydrogen, one oxygen. So we can say that one kind of molecule are present, one kind of, you can say, particles are present, which has a definite set of properties. Now you can correlate the thing, what I mean by the definite set. डेफिनेट सेट ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी से मतलब ये है कि वाटर के पास में दो हाइड्रोजन और एक ऑक्सीजन होता है. सो दो हाइड्रोजन और एक ऑक्सीजन आपस में मिलकर एक सिंगल काइंड ऑफ पार्टिकल बनाते हैं. सो देयरफॉर वी कैन से दैट दिस इज अ प्योर सब्सटेंस. Same with the iron sulfide, same with SO2, same with carbon dioxide, same with CuSO4. CuSO4 has three type of elements, but CuSO4 always combined together in that form. So we can say that these all are pure substances. I'm again repeating. For pure substances, we have to remember three things. The first one is homogeneous material. Second one is contains particles of only of one kind, which has a definite set of properties. Okay, and we have already discussed these examples. From this picture it will be also clear. Okay, now in this picture you can see only red dots. This is the representation of element. Now in this picture we can see two dots which are combined together by some bond. So this is a molecule like of O2. In this we have two blue dot and one red dot. This is a sort of a combined form. Again, it's a combined form, and this is a compound. Each blue dot is combined with one red dot. It means these are same. This is one kind, this is one kind, this all are of one kind. So this is again a pure substance, and it is describing a compound. So you have to remember these questions, because these type of questions will be asked in the NTSC or NSTSC exam. You can clearly see there also sulfur, iron, only one kind of material. Then we have iron sulfide, they combine together and they are also a single type of atom or one kind of atom. So iron sulfide is a pure substance. Moving next, now characteristics of a pure substance. The first characteristic is a pure substance is a homogeneous in nature. Pure substance has a definite set of property. Both points are discussed in the definition. The property are different from the property of other substances. These properties are different from the properties of other substance. For example, if we differentiate between the properties of iron and carbon, both are totally different. In the similar manner, if we differentiate between the property of carbon dioxide and iron sulfide, both are totally different. So the property are totally different from each other. And even in the case of water also, if we take hydrogen and oxygen, both properties are different, and when they combine together, water has totally different property than that of the hydrogen and oxygen. Fourth point, the composition of a pure substance cannot be altered by any physical mean. It means, for example, if you take carbon dioxide, we cannot differentiate or we cannot break the carbon dioxide by any physical mean, or we cannot alter the property of carbon dioxide by any physical mean. Physical means, that is by hammering, by cutting, etc. Fifth point, a pure substance has a fixed composition as well as fixed melting point and boiling point. For example, carbon dioxide again. Carbon dioxide, one carbon, two oxygen will always combine together. So therefore they have fixed composition. In case of water, H2O, again two hydrogen and one oxygen, it is a fixed composition. For example, calcium carbonate, CaCO3, one calcium, one carbon and three oxygen. So each and every pure substance has a fixed composition. Now, if composition is fixed, then it will have a fixed melting point and a boiling point. For example, water is made up of only one kind of particles called water molecules. Therefore, water is a pure substance. Same with the calcium carbonate, same with iron sulfide, same with ethanoic acid, same with ethanol. These all are made up of only one kind of particle which is in a combined form, and what we call this combined form as a molecule, and these are known as compounds. We will discuss about the compounds later in this chapter. Then we have types of pure substance. The first type is element, a pure substance which cannot be subdivided into two or simpler substances by any physical or chemical means. So element का मतलब क्या है? Which have only one type of atom and which cannot be further subdivided. For example, iron. Now iron contains only iron with it. We cannot subdivide the iron. We cannot break it. हम iron को नहीं तोड़ सकते with the help of any physical method like cutting, hammering or anything, and also not with the help of any chemical method. An element is made up of atoms with same atomic number. एलिमेंट में तो क्या एक ही एटम होता है, तो एक ही एटम का सिंपल एक एटॉमिक नंबर होगा. फॉर एग्जांपल आयरन है, आयरन का अपना एक एटॉमिक नंबर है, वो उसमें है. हाइड्रोजन, हाइड्रोजन H2 के अंदर क्या हाइड्रोजन ओनली है, सिंगल वन एटॉमिक नंबर, तो हाइड्रोजन उसी से बना हुआ होता है. ऑक्सीजन उसी से बना है, ऑक्सीजन से बना है. एग्जाम्पल हाइड्रोजन, नाइट्रोजन, कॉपर, जिंक, lead, mercury, etc. all are elements and we cannot subdivide into similar part by any means. This subdivision is on the atomic level. It doesn't mean that we have a copper tube, so we can just break the copper. If you have a copper wire, we can cut it. If we have a tin wire or tin sheet, we can just you can say cut this tin sheet. It doesn't mean that. Subdivided means on the atomic level. हम उस एटम को नहीं तोड़ सकते. Elements like helium and oxygen molecule. Oxygen will occur in a molecular form. For example, we have sulfur, we have iron. These all are elements. Second type is compounds. A pure substance which is composed of two or more elements combined chemically in a definite proportion by weight, such that it cannot be broken into elements only by chemical means. इसका मतलब क्या है कि ये भी again this is a pure substance, but this is a pure substance और उसके अंदर we have two or more elements combined chemically. These elements are combined chemically. They have a chemical reaction between them. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने सल्फर लिया, मैंने आयरन लिया, उसको मिक्स कर दिया. But I have to heat, and sulfur and iron should chemically react with each other. जब वो आपस में react करेंगे, then they will get a definite proportion by weight. For example, CO2, carbon and oxygen आपस में रखे हुए हैं तो रखे हुए हैं. They are not going to react. But if I heat the carbon, then if I increase the temperature, then they will react. And we all know that one carbon combines with two oxygen. So this is what a definite proportion by weight, such that it can be broken into elements only by the chemical means. अगर उन्हें हमें chemical means के through ही हम उनके elemental form में लेके आ सकते हैं. We cannot use a physical method to break them into the elemental form. Two or more elements present in compound are called constituents or component of the compound. For example, sulfur dioxide. So sulfur and oxygen, these two elements are constituent of that particular compound. Calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate constituents are calcium, carbon and oxygen. Copper sulfate, copper, sulfur and oxygen. Iron chloride or ferrous chloride, iron and chlorine. Ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid is CH3COOH, that is carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So these are what constituent or components of a compound. Example, we have water. Water is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen combined together in a ratio of 1:8 by weight. Water can be broken into its constituent only with the help of electrolysis, that is, passing of electricity from them. We cannot break or we cannot cut the water, we cannot cut apart the hydrogen part and the oxygen part. हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन पार्ट को हम लोग ऐसा नहीं है कि सीजर लिया उसको अलग अलग कर दिया. देयर इज नो ऑप्शन टू डू लाइक दैट. Only with the help of electrolysis we can disassociate this combination. You can clearly see two hydrogen combined with one oxygen atom. Like in iron sulfide also, this is iron and sulfur combined together. Then we have a pure substance summary. So pure substance, does it contains different type of atom? Yes. In case of compound, if you say no, then it will be known as element. Now element, does it contain molecules? Yes, elements can be in the molecular form, example O2, Cl2, I2. If no, that is the atomic form, that is iron, silver, carbon, these all occur in a atomic form. Oxygen, chlorine, fluorine, bromine, these all occurs in the molecular form. In the case of compounds, does it contains molecule? Yes and no. If yes, molecular form, that is H2O. And in the case of ionic compounds, these are known as formula units, that is NaCl, KCl. All ionic compounds are formula units. Now moving forward, types of element. On the basis of their property, scientist Lavoisier classified the elements into three parts, that is metals, non-metals and metalloids. So metals and non-metals, we all know that they are totally opposite to each other. But metalloids is a new thing for you people. Metalloids are the elements which have both properties of metals as well as non-metals. Zinc, tin, these are the example of metals. Sulfur, nitrogen, selenium, bromine, these are the examples of non-metal. Silicon, arsenic and germanium, these are metalloids. So first we will discuss the position of the elements. These red ones all are metals. Hydrogen and all the blue ones are non-metal. There is a zigzag line which is separating metals and non-metals, and along with this zigzag line the few elements are known as metalloids. Some we can say that semi-metals also, because they contains both the properties of metals as well as non-metals. Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, tellurium, these all are metalloids. So now metal versus non-metal. So the first property is luster. So metal always show luster, but non-metals do not show any luster, that is shine. When we put light on them, they shine. In the case of metal, this is a common thing, but for the non-metals, this is not a regular property. And exception cases, iodine and graphite. You have to remember each and every exception case from these property. Hardness, most of the metals are very hard. Again, exception is sodium and potassium. You have to remember non-metals are totally opposite to the metals. Diamond is the hardest non-metal we have on the earth. Now malleability. Malleability means property due to which a substance can be beaten into sheets with the help of hammering or rolling. So metals are highly malleable except zinc, antimony and arsenic. Ductility, properties by which a substance can be drawn into wire. Metals are mostly ductile. Exception cases again zinc, arsenic and antimony. These are non-ductile metals. In case of elements, most of the non-metals are non-ductile except the carbon fiber. Next property is conductivity, that is they can allow heat and electricity to pass through them. Most of the metals are good conductor of heat and electricity, but bismuth and tungsten are the exception case. And most of the non-metals are the bad conductor of heat and electricity. Exception cases again graphite and gas carbon. State, most of the metal are in the solid state except mercury and gallium, they occur in the liquid state. Most of the non-metals are solid, liquid and gas, they occur in each and every state. Only bromine is the liquid non-metal. Most of the time students confuse which is the only liquid metal and non-metal. Mercury is the only liquid metal and bromine is the only liquid non-metal. Remember that thing. Density, most of the metals have high density except the sodium and potassium. Most of the non-metal have low density except the diamond. Tensile strength, for metals is high and for non-metal it is low. Alloys and amalgam. Metals form alloys and amalgam. Amalgams means that is any alloy with mercury as one of the element. Non-metals do not form alloy and amalgam. Again, exception cases carbon and phosphorus. So you have to remember the exception cases. Then we will discuss about metalloids. So there are few points for metalloids. So metalloids are a few elements which show some properties of metals as well as of non-metals. For example, they look like metal but they are brittle like non-metals. That is, they can be broken into very very small pieces. They are neither conductor of electricity like metals nor the insulator like non-metal. So they are in between the metals and non-metal for their conduction property. That's why they are also known as semiconductors, because their conductivity lies in between that of the metals non-metals. Their properties are intermediate. मैंने बताया था ना, they are in between the metals and non-metals. Their properties are intermediate between the properties of metals and non-metals. So metalloids are also sometimes known as semi-metal. Semi-metal, semiconductor and metalloids. Each three names are there, all means the same thing. Example, we have boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, astatine, polonium, tellurium and antimony. These are the examples of metalloids. So next is compound. Type of compounds. The first one is the organic compound. Always remember, whenever you have the word organic, it means we are talking about the carbon and its compound. That is the one which is obtained from the living being, that is plants and animals. It has been found that each and every organic compound must have carbon as their essential constituent. So that's why they are also known as carbon compound. Example, methane, ethane, acetic acid, sugar, protein, oil, lipids, fat. There are so many huge number of carbon compounds, and because of this so many huge number of carbon compounds, we have a special chemistry known as organic chemistry, which is based on nothing but only carbon and its compound. In class 10th, we have a chapter carbon and its compound. Then we have inorganic compound. Other than the carbon, there are around 117 elements in the periodic table. So each and every element which is there except the carbon is known as the inorganic compound. That is, the compound which is made up of the elements other than carbon are known as inorganic compounds. These compounds have been mostly obtained from a non-living source, that is rocks and minerals. A few examples of inorganic compounds are common salt NaCl, marble CaCO3, washing soda, baking soda, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, ammonia, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, all are nothing but inorganic compound. Organic compound, we have DNA, table sugar, methane, ethanol. These all are what? Organic compound. Table salt, carbon dioxide. Again, carbon dioxide, carbon is there, but this is in the inorganic. This is not the organic one. We will discuss these type of differentiation in later classes. Diamond, again it is a carbon but it is inorganic. And again we have silver. Silver is again inorganic one. Next we have types of compound. In the second type of compounds, we have on the basis of their property, that is acid, bases and salt. So acid are those compounds which gives you H positive ion in the aqueous solution. Example, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid and formic acid. Bases are those compounds which gives you OH negative ion or hydroxide ion in the aqueous solution. Examples, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide. There are so many examples of bases. Then we have salt. Whenever acid and base combine together, they form salt. For example, ammonium chloride, zinc sulfate, these are nothing but salt. You can clearly see in this figure, HCl, it is an acid. Sodium hydroxide, NaOH, this is a base. So whenever HCl and NaOH reacts with each other, they form NaCl, that is sodium chloride plus water. Remember one thing, whenever acid and base react with each other, they form a compound known as salt, and along with it, they also produce some water. So this is again the type of compound on the basis of their properties. That is, they give HCl, that is acid give H positive, base give OH negative, and salts are formed by the reaction of acid and bases. Now question time. So first question is, which of the following material fall in the category of pure substance? Ice. Okay, ice is a pure substance. Calcium oxide is a pure substance. Milk is not a pure substance. Mercury, it's a pure. Iron, it's a pure. Brick, it's not pure. Hydrochloric acid, it's a pure substance. Wood, again, it's a pure substance. Give the name of the element present in the following compounds. Quicklime, that is calcium oxide, that is calcium and oxygen are the elements which are present in quicklime. Hydrogen bromide, hydrogen and bromine. In the case of baking soda, this is your homework. Potassium sulfate, potassium, sulfur and oxygen are present as a chemical constituent of that particular compound. So baking soda is your homework. Question number 3. Name one metal and one non-metal which exist in liquid state at room temperature. I've already explained this thing as a important one. So again, question number 3 is your homework and I hope you know that. Question number 4. Name a metal which is soft and a non-metal which is hard. This is sodium and this one is diamond. Non-metal which is hard is diamond. Metal which is soft is sodium. Question number 5. Name the property which allows a metal to be hammered into sheet and enables the metal to drawn into wire. So this question number 5th and 6th is for your homework. I hope these all are clear to you. And that's all for the today's class. We will discuss about the impure substance, mixtures and its type, compounds and mixtures, mixtures and compounds identification, some questions and hot questions. So that's all for today's class. Hope you will enjoy the class and try to do these questions. And if you have any doubt, you can contact me through WhatsApp on this number. I'm also starting the live classes through Zoom app. If you want to join through Zoom app, you can give me a message on this number. Bye bye, take care.